Davey's World Fishing. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about fishing the deep diving crankbait in shallow areas for spotted bay bass. Stay tuned. So what I've got on here now is a deep diving crankbait. This bait actually dives down to about 25 feet. It's the Dredger 25.5. It'll get down to close to that 25 feet as I mentioned, but in this shallow water, you're going to pick up a lot of grass, which just means that you're in the right zone. So right here, I'm at about 12 foot where I just casted, and it comes up to about 8 feet. But I'll give that quick couple of cranks, get that down to the bottom, and as soon as I feel that bottom, I'm going to slow that crank down a lot. What I want that thing to do is just get that bill just to dig into the top of that grass. It's going to make some wiggle, it's going to make some commotion, and hopefully it's going to draw a strike from those spotted bay bass. Doesn't always work, but when it does, it's good. The water looks like it's dropped actually about 3 degrees since last weekend. For the Ghoulie event, it was 70 degrees, and I'm at 67 and change right now. Now, fishing that crankbait's not really a pause. You don't need to let it sink. It's going to get its way down there. When you do pause, these big baits are actually going to float up away from where you want to be, which is good, because if you get hung down in there deep, you get down too fast, you pause that thing and it'll actually float its way back up, and then you can start swimming that thing again. So this is about standard conditions here for Huntington Harbor. We got an inshore breeze, onshore actually coming from the ocean, which is just on the other side of that bridge. And it's blowing inward, so you're casting into that wind. I got an incoming tide, so that grass is actually laying down, pointing that way. So when I throw that crankbait, I'm actually pulling it back onto that laid down grass, which is a lot easier than trying to pull it the other direction. So how this is all working here is, as I mentioned, you got incoming tide, so the water's pointing that direction. The grass is also pointing that direction because it's laying down that grass. And when I'm throwing that crankbait, it's actually, the grass is like this, it's actually coming across it. The grass is flowing that way, the bait's going to come right across it. Those fish are sitting down here nosing into that current. They're just going to come up and attack, which is exactly what you're looking for on these bass. Move up just a bit here and get to a little bit deeper water. That's kind of how that works there for those deep diving crankbaits, or any crankbaits for that matter. Any of the bays too, Mission Bay, Long Beach, anywhere that there's eelgrass. If you can fish it with the tide, so coming with it, that's going to be a lot easier than the opposite direction. There's one. As I mentioned, just get it down towards that grass. Give it a couple of cranks. Let that thing do the work. There you go. Actually, a really nice little spotty to start that off there. So fishing that crankbait, that's all it was. Get it down there, give it a couple of cranks, get it just on top of that grass, then you can get that going right there. Simple technique, a lot of fun to do. Let's send it back. Long cast, let it get down to that bottom. You can't really see the tip here, but once it's at that bottom, it's going to be quite a bit more erratic. These deep divers are going to real steady, and then when it hits the bottom, it's going to start jumping around, so the tip of your rod's going to be doing a little bit different stuff there. I like to keep a nice high rod tip so I can kind of watch it bounce. I can make sure I'm not getting hung up. Oh, we just got bounced right there. You can tell when you're getting bounced on by the grass or rocks versus a fish, because a fish will actually hit that thing pretty hard and load up. Bouncing on rocks and grass kind of feel the same. You can actually feel that, but when it feels different, it's usually a fish. This color I'm fishing today is one of my favorites too. It's actually a white bait with black sparkle, and it's got a chartreuse line right down the middle there. As you can see, that's that Dredger 25.5. Great bait. A lot of spotted bay bass on this particular bait. If I was to lose this one, I would be pretty sad. Calico bass too. Let's make one there, out into the channel. That channel right there is about 22 feet deep, so I'll give it a couple of those quick cranks, get that down to the bottom, and as soon as I feel that bottom, I'm going to slow down almost to a standstill, barely turning the handle here. And that's going to keep that bait right at the bottom. That big lip is just going to let it dig right into that grass, rocks, dirt, whatever happens to be there. These baits are pretty nice. They're actually really nice around structure as well. The bill on this thing is so big and this bait sits up and down that when it's bouncing, you're not going to get hung up a lot. And if you do, like you feel that that bill actually digs in something, just pause and it'll actually float its way back out, and then you can start swimming that thing again.